My name is Paula. Welcome to The Better Part, where each week we first listen to the Word of God, and then we think about what it means. We ask questions of it. We wonder. When we are 3 or 4, when we are 5 or 6, or even when we are quite old like me, we ask, "Who are you, God? And who am I with you?" Together, we hope to draw closer to the mystery of God. I'm so glad you are here. Let's begin. Here it is, our favorite parable. On the 4th Sunday of Easter, each year, the Church listens to Jesus tell us all that He is the Good Shepherd. It is a long parable, so each year we look very closely at just one part of it. Let's listen together to the Word of God. The Good Shepherd calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. They will not follow a stranger, but they will run from him, because they do not know the voice of strangers. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. What does the Good Shepherd do? He calls his own sheep. The Good Shepherd has sheep of his own. They belong to him. He calls them, and they are his. How does he call them? He calls his own sheep by name. He knows their names. How can he tell them all apart? How can he remember each name? Think, who knows our name? Family and friends? These are all people who love us. Teachers, doctors, pastors? These are all people who care about us. Can we say then that the Good Shepherd loves and cares for his sheep? They must be very special sheep. After he calls his sheep, the Good Shepherd leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them. Now that is unusual. Most shepherds walk behind the sheep, pushing them with their staff, keeping an eye on them so none of them wander away. Why does the Good Shepherd not walk behind? Does he not worry that the sheep might wander away? The sheep follow him because they know his voice. What do they know about his voice? We have thought about the voice of the Good Shepherd before. This is the voice that calls the disciples, Peter and Andrew, James and John, and they follow him. This is the voice that calls Lazarus out of death and into life. This is the voice that calls Mary Magdalene, and she turns and is the first to know that Jesus is risen. Jesus, the Good Shepherd, must have a voice of such power, of such sweetness, of such joy, that they want to follow. And Jesus tells us too that the sheep will not follow a stranger, but they will run from him because they do not know the voice of strangers. They only know the voice of the Good Shepherd. They must know that only his voice will lead them to good things. Only his voice will lead them to all the things they need. We know that this is true because Jesus also says, I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. Abundant life. Not just enough life, but more than enough life. The best. Only the best for the sheep. They must be very special sheep. It is good to think about the voice of the Good Shepherd. We can think about it and wonder if we know the voice of the Good Shepherd. Do we know his voice already? We have to wonder.